they had Einstein bots. And again, Einstein bots are great, but I think with generative AI, it goes actually a step further.
Hey everyone, I am very excited to have Gaurav Kheterpal with us from Vanshiv Technologies. And Gaurav is a thought leader, pretty much known around the globe. And I've always been inspired by his in-depth understanding. I don't know how many certifications he has, but what I really like is his humility and very plain spoken way of talking about complex topics. And it's really a very fortunate thing that Gaurav is part of Enterprise Dreaming this year. And he's one of our speakers where he's talking about Service Cloud and AI. So Gaurav, what can the viewers expect from this session that you're doing?
Yeah, thanks, Saurabh. And first of all, thank you for this opportunity to be a part of Enterprise Dreaming. I think it's the first of its kind event, and I'm hoping it's the first of many that the team does in future. So I think it's no surprise that AI has it's been around for a while, but in the last few months, ever since ChatGPT and OpenAI have kind of picked up pace, I think it's kind of revolutionized the way not just businesses are operating, but also the way we work in general. So I see a lot of good opportunity when it comes to leveraging AI specifically for the service industry, specifically for Service Cloud. Tremendous, and Salesforce is coming up with Service GPT as well. But in terms of some of my thoughts, again, there is tremendous opportunity when we talk about Service Cloud. There is obviously everything revolves around case management. And I feel like AI and GPT can actually be a game changer for how cases are handled in terms of improving the deliverables from cases, in terms of things like intelligent case deflection, case routing, being able to measure the productivity of service agents, and also being able to personalize the whole service experience. So those are some of the initial thoughts I have in terms of how AI can really help leverage service.
Yes, that's a really good point. I think the trend that we've also noticed, because we are talking to a lot of customers due to GPT-5, which is our app exchange app for integrating ChatGPT type capability into Salesforce. And what I've found that particularly with Service Cloud customers is that, in the last couple of years, due to COVID and everything else, there has been a lot of attrition, a lot of movement, and you have, you know, service workers who are just literally showing up, and there is a great need to onboard them quickly, to have operationalize as much as you can. And the costs are rising. CSATs, maintaining CSAT is always a challenge. So how do you do all that? And how do you utilize artificial intelligence and generative AI to reduce the amount of grunt work? How do you cut, when you call and an agent looks up your account and it takes them a couple of minutes to actually understand before they can respond back. How do you reduce that is one of those areas that we are seeing a lot of traction in. What has been your observation in this space?
Absolutely. I think it needs to move to a model which is self-sufficient and self-service driven. And that is where the AI capabilities come in. So even with Salesforce, again, they had Einstein bots, and again, Einstein bots are great, but I think with generative AI, it goes actually a step further. Rather than predicting and learning from those predictions, I think having generative AI capabilities I think it kind of eliminates the human dependencies a little bit more, which is always good. And at the same time, as I said, personalization. So for example, being able to look up a customer's past history and then being able to derive some intelligence out of those trends. I think that is a massive opportunity there as well. So.
Very, very well put. And it's funny because one of the things that surprised me is how widespread is the footprint of Service Cloud, right? Because, other industry specific clouds are still relatively newer on the Salesforce ecosystem, but Service Cloud has been around forever. So whether it's healthcare, financial services, high tech, automotive, manufacturing, like you name a sector, public sector, you name any industry, and you find that Service Cloud is permeated them all, and it's an incredible product, ton of capabilities. So I think what AI brings to that product is going to be fascinating.
Absolutely. And as you rightly said, it cuts across industries, again, financial services, manufacturing, retail, government. And I think that's also one of the reasons Service Cloud is actually the number one selling product for Salesforce for several years. It's not just now, but I think ever since they introduced the product, I think it is kind of like the red earner for Salesforce. And again, I think it all comes down to the fact that no matter whether you are on an e-commerce cart or whether e-commerce store or whether you are doing a financial transaction, things will sometimes go wrong. And then that's where the service component comes in. And also, if things do not go wrong, there is always like you want the customer to have the best experience. And one of the ways to do that is provide good service. So it could be even simple things like knowledge articles. It could be, as I said, like customary checks in terms of the overall customer experience, all those things. I think those kind of add up to the value proposition of Service Cloud. And again, those are all areas which are kind of good wins when you leverage AI.
Absolutely. Very well put. Well, I cannot wait to see, Gaurav, what you and our other speakers are going to bring to Enterprise Dreaming, and particularly this session. Very excited about it. So thank you so much for giving the time and sharing your insights and experience with the rest of the Ohana.
Yeah, likewise, Saurabh. Thank you for having me and looking forward to presenting at Enterprise Dream.
Well, looking forward to it and hope you all get a chance to join us in the session. It's on the 23rd of August, and see you there. Check out for more details on enterprisedreamin.org. Thank you so much.